Right. Okay, so hi guys. Hi Chasing, how are you? Today would be our last class, okay, sadly to say. And next week you'll be going to your express class already. So what are we doing today? I believe before our Chinese New Year, I think we did biology. Okay, I think we did biology. And today, I have some popular requests that they asked me to do chemistry today, okay, which I shall, and I'll go into a little bit of more technical stuff today. We have a few new faces today, I can see. Okay, hello Mika and hello Rofina. Is this your first time here? Right, so if it's your first time here, then hello. Right, so let's go into chemistry. All right, let's learn chemistry. If you have been through this notes, okay, if you have been through this note, it looks a little bit boring. Okay, things that you don't really care because it's like, boring shit lah. I'm gonna finish this boring shit first, and we'll go into some interesting shit later. Okay, as you shall see. Hi Melvin, how are you? Let me just get this out of the way lah, huh? Let me just get this out of the way. By the way, what is chemistry? Chemistry is the study of matter. Okay, I will put it like this. It's the study of matter. It's the study of change, right? Change of matter. When we say matter, we refer to atoms, molecules, and ions, right? It is when atoms and molecules and ions, when they change, you create chemistry, right? Yeah, it's a very, I can't just summarize everything for you lah, huh? Okay, as you shall find out later. Okay, chemistry is a very, very wide field. There's a lot of things to study. Okay, so can you get a video for last week? Yashwini, have you filled in the form? Have you filled in the request? If you have, then I'll send it to you. Have you? Then please fill it first, because sometimes I do forget. All right, so let's talk about chemistry. So if you are doing pure science or you are doing sub-science, chemistry is a subject that you cannot drop. It is the core of science, right? It's not like biology. Biology is more optional, but this is not, right? Chemistry is a subject, unfortunately, you have to take. If you're bad at it, then make it good, right? There's no way around it. So let's talk about chemicals in daily life. You might say, sir, I learned chemistry for what? We learn it to study things around you, which, for example, food, right? When you look at food, okay, we'll study this in Form 5. Okay, you will study about preservative. You know, it's preservative, things that you put inside food to make it last longer, right? Like I can give you an example in sodium benzoate. Okay, sodium benzoate, we put it in sauces, as in chili sauce, tomato sauce, to make it last longer so that food doesn't spoil. Okay, and of course, coloring. You know what is this? Flavoring, as in MSG. Stabilizer. Oh, this is a very interesting thing. Where is the request link? Hang on, see if I have it. Send it to you. Oh, yes, I do. Right. Let me. Okay, there you go. All right, so okay, let's continue. And oh, what is stabilizer? Stabilizer is something that you can find in ice cream. All right. Interesting thing. Ice cream is actually made from milk and oil. Okay, as in oil, minyak. But here's the thing. Milk is water. You cannot mix water with oil, isn't it? When you put oil and water, oil will float on top of water, isn't it? This is where stabilizer comes in. Stabilizer will make oil and water mix together, right? And you get that consistently, sort of like a mayonnaise texture thing, right? So stabilizer is very important in making mayonnaise and of course in making ice cream. This is why when you eat ice cream and when you eat mayonnaise, you don't taste, you don't feel that oily feeling. doesn't mean that oil doesn't exist. All right, it's full of oil. Guys, in fact, mayonnaise and ice cream is full of oil. The oilier, the better. But you might say, hey, sir, I don't feel it. Okay, so you eat it without guilt. Well, it's full of oil. So because of the stabilizer, you don't feel it. Right, and of course, antioxidant, you use this to preserve food as well. Thickener, we use this to thicken things. Again, ice cream has this. Okay, they also put this in sauces to make sauces less watery and more gooey. That would be your thickener. And then next, agriculture. We use pesticide, herbicide, fungicide. We use these to kill things, right? To kill weed, to kill fungus, to kill pests. Okay, and of course, hormone and fertilizer. Medicine, what is analgesic? This is a very interesting thing. Analgesic is your painkiller. Okay, analgesic is a painkiller. As in, Panadol, aspirin, morphine, these are analgesic, right? Drugs that numb your pain. And of course, you know what is antibiotic, lah, right? This is the thing you eat when you're sick. And of course, antiseptic, the thing you put on your wound, the thing you put on your skin. Vitamin, chemotherapy, you use this to cure cancer, right? And of course, industry, you'll be learning this in Form 5 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Polymer is plastic, right? Polymer is plastic. I'm sure you know that plastic has many types. You have PVC, you have PE, polyethylene, you have PP, polypropylene, you have PU, polyurethane. They are different plastics, right? I mean, plastic might look like plastic to you, but they have different types of plastics, right? And of course, paint and pigment. Glass, you'll be learning about 4 types of glass. What is your fused glass, soda lime glass, borosilicate glass, and lead glass, right? They all behave differently. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses. And of course, ceramic and alloy. Guys, do you know what is alloy? Do you know what is alloy? When you take 2 metals, you mix it together, you get a harder metal, we call it alloy, right? For example, if you were to mix iron and carbon, you will get steel. Steel is a much harder metal, and it is much more resistant to rusting, right? Iron will rust very easily, but steel, they are much more resilient towards rusting so that they don't rust. All right, and of course, you have even better steel. We call it stainless steel, which you will learn it in, advanced chemistry. And of course, detergent. How does it work? How does it clean your clothes? Okay, you will learn this in chemistry as well. All right, so career. Let's talk about career. You might say, sir, what do I learn chemistry for? If next time you want to do anything related to science, unfortunately, you cannot run away from chemistry. Chemistry is a must to take. Right, like for example, biotechnology. I don't know whether I told you this before. This is a very new field, right? As the name says, bio and technology. This is a lot to do with living things. You might say, sir, what is this field about? It's about studying living things and how to make them better using technology, right? For example, let's say durian, right? Let's say durian, right? How do we use technology? How do we use genetic engineering to engineer durian trees to become better, as in they can withstand diseases, they last longer, they produce more fruit, the durian fruit is sweeter or more delicious lah. So basically this is biotech. How do we use it in food to make food better, to make more food, to solve world hunger issue? Heck, we can even use this to engineer humans, right? Think of it. What if one day you can use biotech to modify your baby? Right? I want my baby to have certain eyes. Okay, you can customize the color of the eyes of your child using biotech. Right? I can choose whatever nose I want. I can choose the mouth. Okay, whether I want thick lips or thin lips. You can customize your children this way. Yes, make it into super baby. Yeah, you can make your baby super smart. right? Yes, like you are playing The Sims 4 lah. You are creating your own character. Okay, imagine you throw and make your child so ugly. That's some shit housery right there. How to make your child hate you 101. Right, so biotech, and of course nanotech. I'm sure you heard of this before. You know, Iron Man in Infinity War, his suit is nanotech. He said it right. Anything that's to do with small technology is called nanotech. Heck, even our processor is nanotech now. Like you see, Ryzen, the AMD Ryzen processor, they managed to make it 5 nanometer. You know how small is that? That is crazy small, right? That is 5 of a millionth small, right? So that is nanotech of a millionth or billion. I also forgot already. So whenever you are doing with something really small, we call it nanotech. Right, guys? I'm not going to go too deep into this because even I myself don't understand this. This is like advanced level already. Right? Cool stuff, huh? Anyway, green tech, this I can say is for sure the future. It's already here now. You know, EVs, as in electric vehicles, that is green technology. Now we have EV. The problem now is how do we make it last longer, as in the battery? How do we make better batteries? And how do we make them cheaper? Right? Because you see, technology can always get cheaper. Your 40 or 50-inch TV used to cost like 8,000 for one. Now it's like what, 1,000 something? You can easily get one 50-inch TV already. You see, how do we make it cheaper? How do we mass produce it so that they get much cheaper? That is green technology. Okay, that is our EV technology. That is green technology, right? Solar is green technology. How do we use chemistry to create better fuel, right? To replace petrol, green technology, right? And of course, cosmetics, right? So think of any big cosmetic brands, like let's say, okay, I don't make up, so I don't know any cosmetic brands. Guys, can you name me? Okay, Chanel, let's just say. Chanel does, okay, Chanel does have cosmetic, right? So you see, Chanel got cosmetic one, right? Okay. Anyway, so when it comes to big cosmetic brands, why are they big cosmetic brands? Because they are safe to use, right? Safer. You will never hear people using big brands, like okay, let me come back to Chanel again. You have never heard customers who use Chanel foundation and their face starts swelling like a pig. No, you don't. Nor you will hear someone who says, oh, Chanel cosmetic has mercury inside. You will not hear shit like this because they actually hire a lot of cosmetic chemists to formulate them a cosmetic product that is safe to use and not to mention cheap, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about profit. So this is why, guys, don't, okay, you know, people say you get what you pay for, right? This is especially true for cosmetics, right? You don't cheap out on cosmetic and buy brands that you've never heard before, right? Have you seen those brands at the side of the highway? Let's say you're going back to Penang, you see those big billboards at the highway, right? Most of them are, you know, those unknown Malay brands. Hey, I'm not trying to be racist here, but most of them are started by those Malay entrepreneurs, and they are some kind of very shady products, right? Yes, very sus. It's like you have never heard of this brand before, and did you know that most of them contain mercury? Do you know how many of these Malay entrepreneurship brand that has been banned by our KKM because they contain mercury? Do you know why cosmetic they love using mercury? Yes, that's what it looks like ghost. Yes, exactly. Do you know why mercury? Do you know why cosmetic brands they love mercury? Because they work. Because they work. Fun fact, guys, Queen Victoria used to put mercury on her face. Do you know why? Because mercury is so corrosive, they will corrode away the top layer of your skin. It's like peeling your skin away so that, okay, once you peel away your skin, right, you're left with that baby smooth skin, which is not a good thing. right? It's like you're shaving off the top layer of the skin is to protect you, right? Now you're shaving it away. How do you do that? You put mercury. Yeah, you put mercury. This gives the user an impression that, oh, this product works. It makes my face so smooth. Well, no, dummy. You just peeled away the top layer. Do you want to get allergies? Do you want to make your face worse? And heck, do you want to make yourself more stupid? Guys, mercury can go inside your system and make you more stupid, right? It will make your brain more retarded. If you are already retarded yourself, okay? Figure of speech lah. Anyway, so don't use any shady brands, right? And you say, oh, this brand is so much cheaper. Why would I spend more on some branded stuff? There's a reason for that, right? You don't say, I'm going to buy a Proton because a Volvo is so much more expensive. Well, yeah, Volvo is expensive because they are safe. Their safety feature is top notch. You crash your Volvo, it is very unlikely that you will die. But a Proton, I wouldn't say so, right? At the end of the day, you pay what you get. Okay, you get what you pay for lah. So anyway, this is how you can become a cosmetic chemist or you can become a cosmetic consultant, right? And of course, pharmaceuticals, right? If any of you want to become a pharmacist, you should definitely study chemistry, right? But I would say this lah, becoming a pharmacist in Malaysia, it's not a very lucrative field lah. Basically, you work in pharmacies lor, right? Have you been into pharmacies before? You walk into a pharmacy and you go to the back section where you get prescribed medicine. You see a fellow sitting there, that's the chemist lah. That's the pharmacist, right? Maybe you can work for big pharma companies like Pfizer. Then that will be more lucrative lah. Okay, so that will be it. Okay, this is your field related to chemistry. Of course, this is not all of it. What about chemistry teacher? Yeah, sure. You mean school teacher? Please don't be a school teacher. It's even much worse. All right, so heck, even petrochemical. Become a math cooker. Yes, I like that. I like that. Become Walter White. If you're as good as him, you can get 90+% pure math. Chase your dream, my son, and build yourself a math empire. Okay, don't let your dreams be dreams. Okay, you see, where else can you find a teacher encouraging you to become a drug dealer besides me? Anyway, moving on. So I don't want to go through this lah. At this point, guys, at this point, if you still don't know how to write observation, you still don't know how to write inference, problem, hypothesis, variables, please don't take science, right? Please don't, because you will die, right? You will just die. So please don't tell me at this point you still don't know what the hell are these. So I'm just gonna skip ahead. In fact, you even learn this in Form 1. The first chapter of Form 1 science, you're learning this already. All right, so I'm just gonna move on. My nose is a bit runny, guys. Sorry, my voice is a bit funny today. So, experiment one. This one I'm just gonna skip also. Oh yeah, speaking of this experiment, right? Speaking of experiment, did you know that if you take chemistry and bio and physics the same lah, you have 3 papers. Okay, you have 3 papers. You have paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. Paper 1 would be your MCQ. Okay, your multiple choice question. You have 50 questions there. Okay, ABC. And then paper 2, this is the heavyweight. You have structured question. And you will have essay questions here. Okay, this paper 2 carries the heaviest mark. And paper 3 would be your experiment. So are you going to do experiment and write report? I heard there's a chance that they are going to change this to let you do experiment as your exam. But for now, as I speak right now, there are currently no experiments available. You won't be doing experiments. Instead, you'll be writing 2 experiment reports. In your final exam, you'll be writing 2 reports here. That means they will ask you to write the whole thing lah. A, problem statement, hypothesis, variable, and the whole thing. This is your paper 3. All right. So Each science subject has 3 papers. So you would have 3 in bio, 3 in physics, and 3 in chemistry. That's why I say taking pure science is hectic, right? Not only you study more, you also do more. Your exam will be much longer. All right, so moving on. You don't need me to mention about this PPE, do you? I actually been through this in our bio class already 2 weeks ago. What is your safety goggle? What is your face mask? Your glove? Your lab coat? I don't think you guys still need a lab coat lah for now. But next time when you go to college, you do. Okay, and of course your lab shoe. Nothing much to say here. Film chamber, I also talked about this last 2 weeks already. This is basically where you do your experiment if it involves releasing gases. Take normal Form 4 science, how do you join? As in general science? As in general science, we will resume in in March. We will resume in March. There will be no class in February. That means when you go to your Form 4, you will come. I'll be still teaching science. Okay. What branch are you from, Rafina, by the way? We'll be doing, if you are taking just general science, okay, I'll be teaching. Oh, Gasei, oh, I see. Do you go to teacher Yuqing's class? Teacher Yuqing and me will be teaching science lah. We will begin in March when your Form 4 starts, when they finish the SPM. So you don't need to, don't worry. General science is much easier. Much easier. I don't want to say this right now lah. Even it's easier, but it still has some challenges too. I don't want you to have the February there's no normal science, only for express class. They'll be doing biophysics and chemistry. So for general science, there will be nothing. Okay, so film chamber, I'm sure you have this in your school. I think I mentioned about this shower and eye wash too. This hand wash and fire extinguisher, I'm gonna skip lah because who cares, right? Anyway, so you have your storage and disposal of chemicals. I'm just gonna roughly talk about this. All right. So where should you store your chemicals? Like, do you remember sodium and potassium? They are so explosive. We have to store them in paraffin oil, right? Because they will even react with moisture because they're so reactive. Remember, they're the good-looking guys. They are very tall. So you need to keep them away. Okay, and then the rest you can read it yourself lah. Organic solvent, you need to keep it in shady area. What is organic solvent? You know nail polish remover? You know nail polish remover? You use it to remove your nail polish. They are the same as thinner, you know, paint thinner. Anything that smells bad, it has that pungent smell one. They are your organic solvent. Okay, yes, acetone, very good. You keep them in shady areas because they are very explosive. Not explosive, they are very flammable. Alcohol is an organic solvent. Okay, alcohol, thinner, acetone, they are very flammable. So you have to keep them in shady area, away from heat. Okay, strong acid, strong alkaline, we have to keep them in special containers, store them in cabinets. Chemicals that are easily decomposed are some chemicals that are very light sensitive. Okay, very light sensitive. That means when they have light, they will decompose, they will break down. So chemicals like that, you have to keep them in dark bottles so that they are not exposed to light. Okay, and then heavy metals and toxic substances, okay, keep them in containers as well. Store them in a locked room. Okay, so you know this. Right, disposal. How do you throw them away? Do you know what is hydrogen peroxide? Hydrogen peroxide is your bleach. You actually use this to dye your hair. Right, the white color thing you use to dye your hair, that's your hydrogen peroxide. So you can pour it down into the sink if it is low concentration. If it is high concentration, you have to dilute them with water. Okay, simple. Solid waste, you can't throw them into the sink. I'm sure your mom tells you this too. You try and take solid and throw into her kitchen sink and see, she will beat all kind of shit out of you. So organic solvent, you have all these things. Okay, you have to put it in glass, container made of glass. Strong acid, strong alkali, closed container as well. Heavy metal, toxic substance, you put them into bags as well. Volatile substance, you put them in closed containers as well. Right? Boring stuff lah, huh? Like I said, I want to get this out of the way because I don't care about this. What is carcinogenic? Very good. Carcinogenic means they can cause cancer. Where is it? There. Like things that cause cancer are called carcinogens. Cigarette is a carcinogen. Okay, things like that. And what else? What else are you? Many chemicals are carcinogens. Okay, so let me go through this. Oh yeah, about these accidents, right? Okay, this is really stupid. When you have accidents in the lab, what do? You tell your teacher. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Okay, so we skip this. Okay, this is pretty pointless. You would feel that I'm insulting your intelligence by teaching you this. Okay, so I'm just gonna skip. Right, but one thing I do need to say, if you break your mercury, okay, if you break your thermometer, if mercury flows out, you have to do two things. Number one, you have to sprinkle sulfur powder on it. Do you know what is sulfur? Do you know what is sulfur? Sulfur is this yellow color powder. They used to use this to chase snakes away. This yellow color powder, you have to sprinkle. Yes, right. Oh, wow, Rafina, you know. Right. Wow, how did you know? Right, so you put this on your mercury so that you sort of like, you neutralize them. They become less dangerous. And even now you neutralize them, second thing you have to do, you have to contact the bomba. I know it sounds very petty. I know it sounds very stupid. You have to call the fire department. They will come and deal with it. You cannot deal with this yourself. Please do not touch mercury. As I said just now, mercury will make you stupid. You will get mercury poisoning. What if you drink mercury? Then any last wishes? Right, guys. There's something in chemistry that says it is not about the poison. It is about the dosage. Right? Did happen in a science class. So did you guys call bomba? Did you guys call bomba? So as this thing says, if something is very poisonous, but you eat it in small amount, not the lethal dosage. There's something called the lethal dosage. If you are way below lethal dosage, you won't die. Oh, the yellow stuff, that's the sulfur lah. Right? Even water, guys, water is not poisonous. But if you drink enough, you will die. You try and drink 5 liters at once, you see you die or not? So as the thing says, it's not about the poison, it's about the dosage. The thing that kills you is the dosage. So something so poisonous like mercury, it would take much less to kill you, right? It's just like cyanide. You know cyanide? Cyanide is the gas they used to kill the Jews during World War II. It would take a few grams to do it. You inhale a few grams of cyanide, you'll be dead in minutes. Very efficient, very good in killing people. That's why the Nazis use them. Right, so we have to call the bombas lah. I hate to say it, the bombas, this is the job that nobody wants, because any shit you have to call them. Right? Think about it. You got your butt stuck in the toilet bowl, you have to call bomba. They will come and cut it for you. Right? You put your head through metal grills and you cannot take your head out, you're stuck there. Guess who do you call? Right? You Yeah, exactly. Tapi, do you want that dumping? Or you simping? Okay, simping. Do you really want that simping? Because of the Merdeka parade lah. Right. So bombas they are very underpaid, but they need to do a lot of shit. Right. If there's a chemical truck that you know, topples over on a highway and the chemical is pouring out everywhere, it's their job too, right? Even serious road accidents, you have sometimes you see those serious accidents where the car is crushed into a tiny piece and the body is stuck inside. They have to call bomba. They have to use the electric saw and saw the car open to get your body out. It's their job again, right? So I don't want that. I don't. Hey, even snake in your house, if there's a big chichat that runs into your house, you have to call them and bomba will come and capture them and release them into the wild again. So yeah, it's not easy, isn't it? Right. So anyway, so this one you have to call the bombas lah. I think yours, I think Cheng yours, I think your teacher called the bomba lah. Maybe because you have to somehow you have to you need ways to settle this thing. Okay, so next, there's nothing more already lah, huh? So let's learn something more interesting, shall we? Okay, I think many of you are going to chemistry next year, right? Right, this year. Okay, so by the way, who's not going to chemistry? Who's not going to science class? May I know? Okay, besides you, Rosina. Anyone else? Most probably, yeah. Why, you hate science a lot, is it? Okay, so uh God knows if your grades allow one. Yashwini, you ever get your grades, man? You ever get your grades? I'm sure you will. I'm sure. Oh, you don't know. Okay. Okay. I'm sure you guys will go. Okay. Anyway, what am I going to talk about right now? Okay, let's talk about chemical formula and chemical equations. Okay. I want you to think back last year. Last year around May, I taught chemicals, right? Do you remember what is iron oxide? When iron marries oxygen, remember? Iron is the boy, oxygen is the girl. When they get married, they become iron oxide, remember? And have you ever wondered why do they write this? Do you want to learn how to write this cool thing? Okay, I shall teach you how. Right, guys, I want you to think back last year when we learned about the boys. Okay, the taller, the more handsome. Remember, we have kalau, nak, kawin, mesti, ada, zakah, fantastic, supaya, perkahwinan, Jun, dan aman. You remember this? Okay, this is why I asked you to memorize the symbol. Because if you memorize the word, okay, K is potassium, you memorize potassium, sodium, calcium, now it makes your job harder. Because in chemistry, you are only allowed to write the symbols. You are not allowed to write it in words. Okay, so again, kalau nak kahwin, okay, you're gonna get married, you mesti ada, you must have zakah fantastic. As a guy, because you are a guy, you must have an awesome zakah supaya perkahwinan jun dan aman, so that your wedding, so that your marriage is jun and peaceful. I'm sure you know this, right? And here's the harder part. Not only you need to memorize the list of boys here, you have to memorize the charge. Right? What do I mean? Like for K, K is 1 plus. But in chemistry, you don't write 1. We write plus. Okay? Na is 1 plus. Ca is 2 plus. Mg is 2 plus. Aluminium, a bit special. They are 3 plus. Zinc, 2 plus. Fe, iron, 2 plus. Sn, tin, 2 plus. Pb, lead, 2 plus. Cu, copper, 2 plus. Ag, silver, plus. Like, that's really, it seems like you're holding a grudge against algebra. Hydrogen, carbon, Melvin, good question. We don't memorize hydrogen and carbon. You can throw away hydrogen and carbon. Not important, right? So I did teach you about the boys last year, huh? Did I teach you about the girls too? Right? As you know, last year you only learned one girl, which is oxygen. Right, which is oxygen. There is a list of girls too. Remember, we have fluorine, sulfate, nitrate, chlorine, bromine, iodine, hydroxide. Yes, this is the condom list. Yes. Wow, you remember. Okay, so this is fluorine. This is sulfate. Okay, this might look a bit unfamiliar to you because this is a bit harder. You have nitrate, you have chlorine, you have bromine, you have iodine, and you have hydroxide. Okay, remember how I teach you to memorize this? Free sex, no condom, but I'm okay. Okay, again, free sex, no condom, but I'm okay. Okay, here comes the charge, okay? So this is 1 minus, 2 minus, 1 minus, 1 minus, 1 minus, 1 minus, 1 minus. Everything is 1 minus, besides sulfate. Right. Pay attention to these two. You see sulfate and nitrate, they are a bit weird. You might say, sir, they are SO. Why is there a 4 here? You can just bring this 4 along and you don't need to care about them. Ignore the 4. You just need to write them. You don't need to know much about them. Same goes to the nitrate. Nitrate is NO3. That's all. Okay, that's all. So you just write this yourself lah. Okay, just the 3, you just need to follow along. So NO3, that is a nitrate. Right? So memorize this. This is like your multiplication table. You don't memorize your multiplication table, you cannot do maths. Right? Right? Same thing here. You don't memorize this, you can't do chemistry. Okay, so let's talk about chemical formula. Okay, let's talk about potassium chloride. Okay, we change this to sodium lah. Sodium chloride, shall we? Okay, so what do you do this? You need to fix your sleeping schedule. What's wrong with your sleeping schedule, Yashvini? Why are you not sleeping right? Okay, so sodium chloride, let's look at what is this. Okay, you see sodium, right? Usually sodium is the guy. This is the girl. It's like last year when we learned iron oxide, iron is the guy, oxide is the girl, right? Guys, don't give me the LGBT bullshit. I mean, I'm not against LGBT. I support LGBT too, but this doesn't work here. A boy would not marry a boy here. A girl would not marry a girl here. Okay, there's no LGBT. LGBT doesn't apply here. So, sodium is the guy. Chlorine is the girl. No trans too. Okay, so sodium, what is it? Sodium is Na plus, right? Na plus, right? And then what is chlorine? Chlorine is Cl negative. Chlorine is Cl negative. Okay, chlorine is Cl negative. So what do you do now? When a boy and a girl gets married in chemistry, they give their charge to each other. This positive will go here. This negative will go here. This is what we call the crisscross. A lot like factorization in your mathematics, isn't it? Right? So as you know, we don't. This is 1 plus, but we don't write the 1. This is 1 minus, but we don't write the 1 too. So you bring this 1 down, you bring this 1 down, you will get Na1. Now you don't need to write the charge already because they get married already, ma. And then Cl1. And as you know, we don't write 1 in chemistry. So you can just ignore the 1. So now, sodium chloride is written as NaCl. Make sense? Make sense? I'm sure all of you know, right? Sodium chloride is NaCl, right? Okay, then let me ask you. Do you know what is sodium chloride? I'll show you later. What is sodium chloride? Yes, salt. Very good. This is your table salt. the salt that you eat every day, that is your sodium chloride. So now can you see why do we call it NaCl? Right? Okay, let's do something a little more difficult. Let's do something a little more difficult. What about magnesium hydroxide? Okay, interesting stuff, isn't it? I don't know for you lah. For me, this is very, very logical, and this is really interesting. So let's talk about magnesium. What is magnesium? Magnesium is Mg2 plus. So can you see why this is very important? Because you don't memorize the charge, you are dead. So magnesium is Mg2 plus. Hydroxide is OH minus. Wow, Yashvini, check it out. You're almost correct. You're almost correct. Something is missing here. Okay, you bring the 2 down. You bring the 1 down, right? So this becomes Mg1OH2. Right? Yashvini, yours is almost correct. Why? Because you are missing a bracket. We treat OH as a person. Because if you don't put bracket, right? What this means is the H is 2, but the O is 1. So you need to put a bracket here. And we don't need to write a 1 here. So that will be MgOH2. This 2 means the whole thing is 2. Algebra. Okay, algebra again. Yeah, similar to maths, exactly. Right. Let me ask you, do you know what is magnesium hydroxide? Do you know what is magnesium hydroxide? We use this in our gastric medicine. Right? If you have gastric, you go and buy a type of medicine called antacid, right? Gastric medicine is called antacid. So inside antacid, you have this thing. They will neutralize your acid. Hey, wow, see, the more you know. Right, let's do one more. Let's do one more. What about copper sulfate? Right, what about copper sulfate? Right, copper is this, right? Cu2 plus. Okay, Cu2 plus. Sulfate is SO4 2 minus. All right, so what do you do now? 2, you bring it down. 2, you bring it down. Right, so you have Cu2, SO4, 2. What's missing here? A bracket. Okay, don't sebo go and expand this thing. There's no need to. Right. About this, right? Something else is not done yet. You see, in maths, when you have a ratio of 2 to 2, have you guys learned ratio in maths? What do you do next? If you have a ratio of 2 to 2, what do you do next? Okay, you simplify, right? You divide, right? How about the minus plus? No, after you cross already, the minus plus, they just neutralize. Because positive and negative, they just neutralize. You're referring to this, Yashwini? If it's the same, what do you mean it's the same? You mean plus and plus? There's no plus and plus. Like I said, a boy will not marry another boy. A girl will not marry another girl, right? Why this one don't need bracket? Because Cu is one atom one. S and O is sulfur and oxygen. That's why you need a bracket. This one will need a bracket. This one also, and this one also. Because these three they are different atoms adding together. Okay, so what do you do now? You need to simplify this to 1 and 1, right? So the same thing happens here. You have to simplify this into CuSO4. Okay, is this confusing? Is this confusing? This is just like math. This is just like maths, a lot like maths, right? So this is your CuSO4. What in the world? Why is it not? Why is it not? I mean, is it 2 and 2? Okay, you understand this, right? Cu2, SO4, 2, right? You just simplify lah. You just cut one away lah. Just cut one away lah. Because Cu is 2, I see 2, 2, 1. When you cross and cross it, it becomes 2 and 2, 1. So what's the point of writing 2 and 2 when we can write 1 and 1? Can you see now? Okay, but if you write it this way, actually, if you write it this way, that means your SO4 is a charge 1. But it's not, right? It's charge 2, right? You get what I mean? You get what I mean? Yeah, so that's why you don't need bracket. Okay, you get it now, You do need some sleep, actually. Okay. All right, so isn't it still charge 1? Now we don't call, okay, once you cross it out, we don't care about the charge already. We don't care about charge, but when you divide it, you still have to write it in Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. Okay, you can't tell the charge by just writing this way. So everyone, that's why I say you need to memorize this, because even if you write like this, you can't say this is Cu plus and SO4 minus. No, you can't. Right? You have to say Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. That's the way it is. Right? So what is this? Guys, what is CuSO4? Do you know this? This thing has another name. We call it oh my god, what is this? Guys, what is Benedict solution? Any one of you remember? Any one of you remember? This was in Form 2, the chapter of digestion. Yes, Melvin, very good. Wow, check it out. Yes, this is to test glucose. When Benedict solution is added into glucose, it will change from blue to brick red precipitate. Wow, the more you know. Right, okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more, shall we? What about potassium nitrate? This one easy, right? This one easy, right? Okay, potassium is K plus, right? K plus, right? What about nitrate? Nitrate is NO3 minus. So you cross them. You cross them. Okay, what do you get? K and O3. Wow, Yashwini, how do you know? How do you know? Okay, what is potassium nitrate? I think I mentioned this before, right? Have I? Okay, KNO3. KNO3, we call this as saltpeter. In the nature form, we call it saltpeter, also known as gunpowder. All right. Oh, I was just showing this to my other class right. See the chemistry of gunpowder. So gunpowder is 75% KNO3. You see, now you understand what is K. Because last time you see potassium nitrate, you understand. But you see KNO3, you're like, what the hell is this? Now you know. Right? Now you know KNO3. If I go and Google saltpeter, okay, saltpeter, you read this. Potassium nitrate is a chemical compound with the chemical formula KNO3. Okay, and then you read the next sentence. It is an ionic salt of potassium ion K plus and nitrate ion NO3 minus. Boom. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right? Makes so much sense. That's why you see chemistry makes a lot of sense. I freaking love chemistry. Okay, anyway, so this is your chemical formula. Chemical formula. What about this? What is an equation? Okay, what is an equation? This is the equation. Whoa, so cool, isn't it? Okay, so how do you write this? Okay, this is very easy. In your exam, they will ask something like this. Maybe copper sulfate reacts with potassium nitrate. So how do you write this? Okay, very easy. You see, just now we know that copper sulfate is CuSO4, right? Potassium nitrate is KNO3, right? You just write this lah. So CuSO4 plus KNO3. So what does it become? What does it become? Okay, guys, when it comes to yes, in formula, yes. You see, when you have this, okay, copper sulfate is a couple. Copper sulfate is a couple. Potassium nitrate is another couple. Now, when they react, when two chemicals react, it's like they are not happy with their own girlfriend. So they want to change girlfriend. So what they do, this couple will break up. This couple will break up. This boy will come and marry this girl instead. And same thing, this boy will come and marry this girl instead. I know it sounds very effed up lah, but they change couple, okay? They change girlfriend or they change boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. So now Cu will react with NO3. So using our knowledge just now, Cu is 2 plus, right? NO3 is minus, right? You cross, you will get Cu NO3 2. Okay, you do it long enough, you don't even need to write this anymore. This is just me, breaking things down easy for you. So plus, now K reacts with SO4. So K plus reacts with SO4 2 minus, cross, you get K2 SO4. This is what we call a chemical formula. Sorry, a chemical equation. Sorry, this is what we call a chemical equation. But hang on, we are not done here. We are not done here. Why? Because you see, writing a chemical equation is about writing the equation first, then balancing. What is balancing? How many atoms here must be equal to how many atoms here? Okay, what do I mean? You see, on this right-hand side, this left-hand side, on this left-hand side, how many Cu is here? How many Cu is here? You have one Cu here, right? Because this is SO4, this is K, this is NO3. So we have one Cu here, right? And you go to the right-hand side, you have one Cu here because this is 2 NO3, 2K, and 1 SO4. So you have one Cu and one Cu here. Okay, Cu is balanced. Okay, you have to check one by one. If you look at SO4, there's one SO4 here. Okay, we treat SO4 as one. Okay, because like I said just now, SO4 I put a bracket, but we treat it as one person. So you have one SO4 here, you have one SO4 here, balance also. But wait, you see, there's one K here, but there are two Ks here. Oops, this is not balanced, right? The whole thing is not balanced. This is 1 and 2 here. So what do you do? What do you do? You add a 2 here. Okay, so 2K, 2K, balance. But wait, sir, if this is 2K, that means there's 2 NO3 also, right? Only happen to 100. Yeah, it does, right? So you see, when I put a 2 here, that means there's 2K and there's 2 NO3 too, right? But when you look at the other side, this is 2 NO3. How many NO3 is here? 2 as well. So we can say that the whole equation is now balanced. Right, guys, be careful of this part. Even if you write everything out, you feel damn good about yourself, you don't balance, everything is wrong. Okay, because you need to balance the equation. This is, okay, guys, you might say, sir, what if one day I write this equation, right? No matter how many numbers I add, I cannot balance this thing. If you cannot balance an equation, usually 99% of the time, is you got your charge wrong. Usually it's like that, right? If your charge is everything correct, balancing is a very easy thing to do. Don't you feel cool when you write this? Don't you feel cool? I do, right? I think, wow, see, I can confuse the hell out of people. They don't know what it is. I know, right? Really, exactly. Right, so guys, This will be our last class lah. This is the last time I'll be seeing you. I feel a little bit sad, to be honest. Okay, so next week you'll be going to your bio, physics, and chemistry teacher respectively already. Okay, so our time is almost up. Shall I wish you the best of luck? Form 4 and Form 5, it's not easy, right? But I wish you the best of everything. Okay, do come and WhatsApp me or whatever. If you need to ask me something, I'll be very happy. Okay, if you say, sir, I have some chemistry question I want to ask you. Yeah, sure. I've been teaching chemistry for 10 years, so hopefully I still remember some of it, right? I haven't been teaching for 5 years already. Anyway, so guys, wish you the best of luck lah, and a very happy Thursday to you. I'll be seeing you when I see you. Okay, so best of luck, everyone. See you soon. Okay, best of luck and take care. Good night and bye bye.